Do you think there should be a 21 and up rule? I do too.
I really do. I had no clue, dude. How, like, I don't understand how they let me, like, just 19.
I'm unqualified. Send me home.
What? I don't. But it was something I wanted to do. I wanted to, like, do all this sexual stuff, but safe, you know? That's why I wanted to do porn. I think, 21. Yeah. It's ridiculous, especially these 18-year-old girls coming in doing like all these circus acts, and it's like, dude, you're gonna be so fucked up when you're older.
So messed up.
Because look at me, like I'm just kidding.
I think you're doing great.
I'm good. I'm just kidding.
But no, I think it's hard because the industry is not going to make that regulation on its own. And then once you get the government involved, then it can get really dicey as well, because then they can just shut it down entirely. So you just need someone who doesn't hate sex work and just wants the well-being for these young people. I mean, you can't drink until you're 21 because they don't trust you with a beer, but they're going to trust you to make this life-altering decision. You can't undo it. It doesn't matter if you do one video for this basement company, someone's going to find out, and it's going to ruin your job as a teacher or a paramedic, whatever you decide to do after. There's not like a proper exit either, so you have to hope that decision pans out, which it doesn't for most people. I think they see people like you and I or Asa or whoever, and you're like the top 50 girls, right, in the worldwide in the industry. That's not normal. The rest of the girls are getting paid a few $100 here and there. They're in and out in a year. And then what do you do after? What do you do?
I know.
It's really heartbreaking. And no one's there to guide you. No one tells you to save money for taxes. So a lot of girls don't do that.
Girl, I'm still paying all my taxes.
No.
Stop. Years of drug use will do that.
Yeah, not recommended.
No. Yeah.
But again, when you get in so young, you've maybe never had a real job before or a gig job where you're responsible for those things. So you think, I made this today, and you really didn't. And then especially after agency fees and that. So you would hope that agencies were being more, I guess, holistic in that approach, that they would provide these things and say, hey, you don't have health insurance, so let me help you get it. Like these kinds of, they get paid enough, right? Because they're double dipping. They're getting paid from the agent or from the production companies and from the talent, which I also don't think is fair, because I don't think you can do that in mainstream.
I feel so bad. Like, I don't mean to be mean, but that's the kind of shit that's not art, you know? Because they feel like, I don't know. If it just doesn't look like wanted, I feel like it's just, I don't know. The girls look scared to me sometimes, like in the, you know, those weird companies, the lower companies. And it's like, dude, why would you go through that? This girl looks terrified. But
it's not, you're not rewarded for speaking out usually. Like my entire career, everyone's like, can you shut up? And I'm like, no, like absolutely not. If they're doing this to someone on my level and that's not inflated, that's just a fact, right? Like a well-known person with a platform, then what are they doing to a nobody with no platform? You can only imagine. So I'm going to say things, and I don't need this money so bad that I'm going to not honor like my truth or whatever is important. And it's served me well. Yeah, I don't have 1 million followers on Twitter, but I love the ones that I have because they're actually
with
there.
You, and they support like what you support, you know? That's why I love my followers, because and they have my back whenever people want to attack me. I said something about Michael Jackson being a pedophile. Don't ever say that on Twitter. Don't.
Really?
Literally every creep comes out of the woodworks, like just bashing my character. I'm like, I'm sorry that I said Michael Jackson might have been a pedophile. It's like, all right, whatever. I lost like, I think 3,000 followers.
Oh wow, that's a ton.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my most controversial tweet. During election year, I got a little wild. Like,
I think we all did.
Yeah. So I'm sure it was some Donald Trump tweet, and I think I lost probably 1,000 people. And I was like, oh my God. And I was talking to one of my friends. Do you know who Zoobee is? He's this British rapper. He's freaking awesome. I definitely recommend you follow him on Twitter. So he currently holds the world record for women's deadlifting because he self-identified as a woman the day of the competition, didn't train for it, shows up, crushes every woman there, wins the title, and then goes, actually, I'm a dude again. And he did it to prove a point because we're getting so crazy with self-identifying. So women's sports are pretty much gone. So he did it to prove there's a difference. There is absolutely a difference between a biological man and a biological woman. And watch me not train and crush all these professionals. So he's still holding it down, and I think it's fantastic because you can't argue.
It is, yeah.
He literally proved everyone wrong, or everyone that's advocating for that. So, I was talking with him, and he's like, you only lost 1,000 followers. He's like, I've lost, and I think he was saying like something like 10,000 or 20,000.
Yeah, but if you're losing that many, you already have like, who cares?
Yeah, that's what he said too. He's like, oh, I only have 300,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not the point. I'm so upset. And he's like, get over it. But at the end of the day, I think it's important to, if you feel compelled to say something, to say it and to use your platform how you see fit. I wish more people were using it for more than just pictures and gifs and all of that, because you actually can make a difference. You have no idea what kind of difference you can make in someone's life.
It's true. And I also want to tell you this one thing that I think is really cool from like sharing my experience. A performer messaged me because it got around that I did Xanax, lots of Xanax. And so someone hit me up and they were like, hey, I'm really scared. I'm withdrawing from Xanax. And I'm like, you need to go to detox as soon as possible because benzo and alcohol withdrawal will give you a seizure. And I've experienced that firsthand. So the next day I'm like, hey, are you okay? She's like, I had a seizure, but my dad and a nurse were right there and I'm getting help. And now they're almost 6 months clean, I think. So like just one little thing I feel like can make a difference. And like, that's one more clean person. That's one more person like consciously making a difference in the world. You know what I mean? If you get one person clean, you have a clean head. So, yeah.
And it probably gives you more power and like empowerment to continue to be sober. Because you're like, when I'm in this good space, I can actually have a really positive impact.
Yeah.
So many people.
Yeah.